You asked a question earlier. You said, or you asked in the group chat earlier this week. You said, is this the best? Is this the greatest draft of all time?
I personally think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
So you think so?
I do.
Are you prepared to argue that?
Not fully, but I feel like I can give a good crack at it.
I just want to see any sort of insight. Why do you think that? So, ladies and gentlemen, I was approached this earlier this week, and I was told that someone here believes that this is the best draft class we've seen in a very long time, maybe ever.
I disagree completely.
I agree completely because I think if it's not the best draft class ever, I think it will be the best draft class ever that's not driven by quarterbacks in the class. Because if you look at just the talent at every position, we all don't care about the combine, right? Because, what has the combine actually proven?
DK Metcalf.
Okay, but
we can get it out another day, but yes, I know the combine is a little overhyped.
Yeah.
It's very overhyped.
But
really, at the end of the day, what is it?
Byron Jones?
Oh, that guy can run 40 yards fast.
No, exactly.
Jump pretty far.
Draft him.
I can't believe this guy's not saying the draft with Johnny Manziel in Kelvin Benjamin is not the best draft.
Justin Gilbert? That guy was really good too, right?
I think
Does anyone even know who that is?
Look at the 2012
That was
draft.
he was in the Alliance League, right?
Dude, he was a little bit.
Yeah, he was in the Alliance
I just
League.
remember him being drafted with Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
That was funny.
I just think. Go on. Mm-hmm.
I just think the best draft classes ever. They just threw in 2017. You know this is recent because it says how many Super Bowl MVPs? 2. Patrick Mahomes and Cooper Kupp.
I like
that. I just think this class, there's too much talent. I feel like you can look at this draft, you can look at every pick. There's 5 rounds of this guy. Yeah, like we're saying, we don't know how they're gonna pan out, right? But I think you just look at the end of the day, you draft for talent and what they could bring you. I think this class is loaded. It's loaded. I don't really know any team. Everyone's I do think it's mainstream. Okay, you're telling me there wasn't one team that didn't get below a B in the draft? But I think everyone at least got some solid starters. And you think about the receivers. 9 receivers were drafted in the first round, I think.
That's
9.
pretty crazy.
The receiving class is stacked. And I just feel like this class needs to be worth mentioning because the quarterbacks did not run this class.
That's what crazy is. Chris Olave went the second round?
First round.
Oh, but still, that's what I'm saying. He should have. I thought he was the best receiver in the. I'm being biased. I thought he was the best receiver in the draft.
So I will start shoring up your argument a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
I love that the first thing you say is that it's not driven by quarterbacks because me and Trav actually talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me, because I just sent it in the group chat, and I had not told him that you were the one who said it. He said, you think that this is the best draft class ever? I said, no. I said, that's a box set. I don't know why. I said, the quarterbacks in this draft class kind of suck.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's the first thing you said.
Yeah.
No, I just think that's important because...
But then I started thinking about it, and Anthony Hitchens, that's his name, correct? Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
That guy is incredible.
Yeah.
And obviously, we bring up the guy who played across from him. He's also incredible.
Yeah.
We just need him to
have
the 20 Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the entire secondary of Cincinnati, which is pretty incredible.
That's what I'm saying.
The receiver talent is undeniable.
No, I really don't remember a receiving class of this stacked. At least they're going to
There is one. Odell, Mike Evans, Sam Watkins.
But besides in recent memory, I think since that class.
But I understand what you're saying. And then there's also I've been hearing a lot of good things about a lot of linemen.
You know who else is in the 2014 draft class?
Devontae Adams?
Yes.
That's
I was going to say Jordan.
Class 2?
I was going to say Jordan Matthews. But.
Oh my god. No, I guess
I'm sold.
No, and I think you want to know what this draft class. I don't remember watching some of the drafts where this draft was exciting. There's a lot of just movement, teams trading back, teams going forward, and then you have I feel like every good draft class has a questionable first overall pick. Trayvon Walker at 1. That's Jags are gonna jag. Let's be honest here.
That might actually be the only bad draft of the.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole thing.
You know what? If Trayvon Walker goes out and proves us all wrong, hey, add us.
We'd love to have you on.
Add us, our locker rooms and legends. Oh my gosh,
I'm just.
Trayvon Walker.
But then if we go,
he will not fit in that fit seat.
I'll sit there. You sit here.
And I just think if we go to our argument, that's another topic for another day. But it's they strictly draft this guy off what he did at the combine. That's terrible. They didn't go off a game film. 4 sacks the whole time he was there.
I don't want to get a lot off topic. I'll probably edit this part out. But just so you guys are aware, there's a story the first time a guy trained for the combine. He's a white defensive end.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of middle of the pack. Wasn't going to do much.
Mm-hmm.
But he got a coach and said, hey, can you coach me to run a faster 40 time, jump a further broad jump, do better in the bench press? He said, yeah sure.
Yeah.
Slaughtered the combine. I was like, oh my God, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Drafted him like first overall.
Yeah.
He was terrible
No, exactly.
because he didn't know how to play football.
That's the thing is if you just if you get that combine thing and you just work your bust your ass off, you get a coach like, hey, get me to do all this shit. I don't know why more people don't do that.
That
the
is
thing.
what people do, I think.
He got
Yeah.
his bag though.
Especially with the 40-yard dash. So many people, they go and they train for the 40-yard dash because that is the most important thing. They want to see how fast you are.
No, exactly. No, and I just think, like you
Because
said,
you know how often you get to run 40 yards.
Oh, yeah, uninterrupted?
I gotta. One thing I gotta say too is like you were bringing up Cincinnati's defense, right? The guy who won the best defensive back of the year award in the college football, the Thorpe Award, got drafted in the 4th round by the Kobe Bryant. By the Seahawks.
He was in the
fourth round.
fourth?
4th round.
So I actually have heard this
I gotta go
Kobe
back.
Bryant guy is actually probably...
God, that doesn't make sense.
I've heard this Kobe Bryant guy might actually be one of the steals of the draft.
That's what I'm saying.
So, what I will say about this argument, obviously it's impossible to say a week after the draft whether or not this is the best draft class ever, but I do think this draft class may hold a certain spot in history as one of the greatest draft classes, either in a position-wise, one of the most interesting draft classes where they didn't really have a star quarterback or a star guy to surround. I mean, the star guy this draft, or the two of them, because obviously Hutchinson he was supposed to go first overall, but it was a defensive end and a cornerback. When the hell does that ever happen?
Yeah.
Maybe there's always one pass rusher who maybe like stun everybody, but
Yeah.
cornerback being one of those guys is just ridiculous.
No, and I just think it's like yeah, you need a quarterback to win, but I just feel like in this draft, we forget just how like look at the O-line, the defensive line in this draft, they're just stacks. I just think talent-wise, I just look at this class and I'm like, wow, like there is just like Jordan Davis. Like does anyone remember a 6'6", 340-pound defensive lineman that ran a 4.82?
But that's why I wanted to
And
say.
the Eagles got him at 12. It's like, come on, like
That's why I wanted to say, that's why I wanted to say that the Eagles had the
Because
best.
of dog.
I wanted to say the Eagles had the best draft, but I didn't. Chiefs had the best one. But I wanted to say the Eagles because did you see who they got at their third round?
third round. But that he was health too.
But
So-
he's the second overall linebacker.
But you want to remember a linebacker that fell back because of injuries, Miles Jack. So it's like Miles Jack fell back because of injuries too. And Kobe Dean saying that his injuries aren't a big deal. So it's like they got the
That
best.
guy was supposed to be the second overall linebacker.
He won the linebacker of the year award in
He
college
won the
football,
third round.
and they
bro.
got him in the 3rd round. But
Linebacker
it was
he
because
won
of his
the
health.
third
It was because of his health. That's the reason.
Come
why.
on, bro. That guy. That's a good. They got him. They got Jordan Davis, and they got AJ Brown. He was.
I was about to say yeah. That's a fair point. So.
But that's why I think that might.
Just let me know when we're done with the draft talk. I have one last thing I need to bring up.
But yeah, I just think this draft class we're gonna be talking about it for a long time.